go to what is inductance, right? So yeah, simple thing. Firstly, let us assume that there is a current carrying conductor. Okay, a current carrying conductor like this, right? So this current carrying conductor, now I am connecting it, for example, to a potential source with the help of a switch. With the help of a switch, okay, right? So I have a switch, right? S switch, S is there. So this is a DC source. So this will produce as some current I, correct? So some current I. Now whenever the switch is closed, right, automatically the current passes through the conductor and it will produce magnetic flux around this conductor, right? So it will produce some force B bar, the flux will be produced, okay? So B bar will be generated. B bar will be generated. Yeah, B bar will be generated, right? Whenever the current passes through the coil, whenever the current passes through the right link, okay, correct. Now, when the switch is open, right? When S is equal to 0, there is no current passing through the coil, correct? So in that case, there is no flux produced, okay? There is no flux produced, right? Now, whenever I close the switch, that is, whenever the switch is open, there is no current, I is 0. So when I is 0, flux is also 0, okay? Now, when S is closed, when the switch becomes closed, then the current will pass through the coil, right? Because of that, flux phi will be produced, right? Understood? The flux phi will be produced. That means there will be magnetic force generated, magnetic field will be generated, okay? So that is, whenever the switch is open and closed, right? Whenever I open it and close it, there is a change in the flux, okay? There is a change in the flux, and that change, the change in the flux, right? The quantity, right? There is a change in the flux, and this flux will be proportional to the current that is passing through the current carrying conductor, correct? Right? The flux is proportional to the current, right? So if I is equal to 0, phi is equal to 0. If I is a large value, phi will also be a large value, correct? So the current carrying, the flux induced by the current carrying conductor will directly depend upon or will be proportional to the amount of current, right? Change the amount of current, okay, that is passing through the conductor, right? Correct? Now if I changes, phi also changes, right? But the point here is, but this whatever the current carrying conductor which is acting like a magnet or which is producing the magnetic flux, this cannot change in 0 time, right? This cannot change in 0 time, or it opposes the magnetic flux to change, right, instantaneously, right, whenever you open or close the switch, okay? When I open the switch, the flux should become 0 because there is no current, right? When I close the switch, the flux will become, right, some value depending upon the current applied, okay? There is an instant change in the current, right? I is changing instantaneously, right? I is changing, that is, the switch is opened or closed instantaneously. Current is also assumed to be changing, right, instantaneously, okay, right? Which will give us the flux to change instantaneously, right? So if the flux changes instantaneously, right, then we will get, right? So we will get, right, we will further study the EMF, right? So whenever there is a change in flux, d phi by dt, whenever there is a change in flux, right, whenever there is a change in flux, we will produce EMF. That's what Faraday's law is, that we will study later, okay? So in the next unit, right? So whenever there is a change in flux, we will get EMF produced to it. Now if the flux changes in 0 time, that is, right, d phi by dt, dt is 0. This means 0 means 1 by 0 is nothing but infinity. So infinite amount of flux will be produced, or infinite amount of EMF will be generated if the flux changes in 0 time, okay? Are you getting my point, ma? Right? So whenever I close or open the switch, when I open or close the switch, okay, right? What will happen when I open or close the switch, or when the current changes? When the current in the current carrying conductor changes, the flux also changes. Okay. Now, if the switching action is happening in zero time or in very less time, then the flux change, right? If the flux changes in zero time, then the EMF produced by that change in flux will be infinity, right? Will be infinite. That means a very large amount of EMF will be produced, right? Will be produced, right? If the current in the current carrying conductor changes instantaneously. Okay, instantaneously. So therefore, right, the current carrying conductors or the magnetic forces cannot change in instantaneous time. Okay, cannot change in instantaneous time. So we have to design the conductors or the current carrying conductors in such a way that the flux produced by that, even if the current changes, or we should prepare the conductors in such a way that, right, they will oppose sudden changes in current. Okay, so this property of the current carrying conductor to oppose sudden changes in current is called as, right, inductance. Is called as inductance. Okay, clear ma? Understood? So see here, what I'm saying, I'm just taking an example. Why, sir, why should we take the switch, right? Generally we don't use the switches. Now I can connect direct. Yes, of course we can connect directly, but the point is you'll better understand with the switch, right? It is not about the switch, it is about the change in current. Okay, whenever current changes, right, obviously the flux also changes. Okay, if the current is changing instantaneously, that means it is changing suddenly, right? So here it was 2 amperes, suddenly it changed to 5 amperes, let's say. Okay, so there is a sudden shift in the current. So whenever that happens, the flux also is changing in zero time, right? So as per Faraday's law, every change in flux will induce an EMF, right? So because the flux is changing in zero time, the induced EMF will be infinite. Okay, that means you are producing infinite voltage or infinite field, EMF, right? Okay, infinite force will be produced. That is very difficult to imagine, correct? So we cannot have such a possibility, or we cannot have such a kind of thing, right? So therefore, what should we do? We should design the conductor, or we should design the current carrying conductor in such a way. Every conductor cannot be used for magnetic fields. Remember, that's what we are saying, right? Every conductors or every materials we cannot, right? We cannot take a wire and pass current through it and say that this is my current carrying conductor. No, right? So if you do that, it will produce shock and it will produce EMF. You can try, right? So we have to, right? If we want to produce magnetic field, the current carrying conductor should be in such a way that it should oppose sudden changes in current, right? So this property of the conducting material to oppose the sudden changes in magnetic field is called as inductance, right? So inductance is basically a property by which, right, a material opposes sudden changes in current. Okay, I hope this point is clear, right? So in general, right, because we say phi is proportional to I, right? So to remove the proportionality constant, we have to write some to remove the proportionality, we have to write some constant. That constant we represented as inductance. So L is generally in electromagnetics we write it as, right, L is equal to phi by I. L is equal to phi by I. So what is phi? The flux produced by current in, right? The current that is producing the flux. So inductance is given by this formula. L is equal to phi by I. Okay. So I hope this is clear, right? So inductance is a property of a material by which it opposes sudden changes in current, right? So why should it oppose? Because this thing, if it does not oppose, if the current carrying conductor does not produce, right, does not have the property of inductance, right, it will produce infinite EMF which will lead to destruction. Okay, right? So therefore, right, okay, the point that we have to remember is every conductor cannot be used for production of magnetic field. Only, right, the conductors that have inductance, the property of inductance will be used for production of magnetic field. Why so? This is the case, right? So the property of a material by which it opposes sudden changes in current is called as inductance, and it is given by L is equal to phi by I, the flux produced by the current, right, that is producing the flux. Okay, so this is about the inductance. Okay, right. So in general, right, therefore, so as I said, every material cannot be used for production of magnetic field, right? So there are two very special conductors or materials that we use for production of magnetic field. Okay, so those two are, right, one is toroid. Okay, one is toroid, which we might have seen, right? So toroid means it is basically a hollow spherical ring, right, over which we wound a coil in this shape, right? So this is called as a toroid, right? So all our motor windings, fan windings, everything are in the shape of toroids. Okay, so toroid is basically, right, a toroid is basically a hollow circular ring. Okay, a hollow circular ring over which we wound material, right? So this circular ring is generally produced or constructed with the help of powdered iron. Okay, so the material we use is iron, right? That because it has better magnetic properties, right? So okay, so this is a toroid, right? Okay, toroid. Okay, and for any toroid, the field inside the toroid is zero, right? So this is a very important property that we need to remember. So okay, so the field produced inside a toroid is always equal to zero, right? There is no field produced inside the portion. Field will be produced outside the toroid. Okay, right? And what is the inductance of this toroid is generally the formula for inductance is given by L is equal to mu n square A divided by 2 pi r. Okay, L is equal to mu n square A by 2 pi r. Okay, so what is mu? Mu is permeability, n is number of turns, A is the area of cross section, and r is the radius. Okay, mu is the permeability of the material that we used, the wire that we are using. Okay, or the magnetic material, right? N is the number of turns of the coil, A is the area of cross section of the coil, and R is the radius. Okay, so this is the formula. L is equal to mu n square A by 2 pi r. Okay, right? And the magnetic field intensity produced by a toroid is generally given by B is equal to mu naught Ni by 2 pi r. Okay, B bar is equal to mu naught n into I divided by 2 pi r. Okay, so this is the first type of conductor that we use generally for production of magnetic field, right? So toroid means a circular ring, right? A halo means inside it is it's like tenicoid. Okay, so right, okay, so on that we use. So this is a most widely used one because all our fans, electrical motors, everything, they produce magnetic field with the help of toroids. Okay, so this is a toroid, right? Remember? Okay, so the inductance of the toroid is this, and the magnetic flux density that is produced by the toroid is this. Okay, clear with this? Okay, the second material, the second type of special material that is used for production of magnetic field is solenoid. Okay, solenoid, right? Solenoid means it is a cylindrical okay, a hollow cylinder over which we wound the coil. Okay, so as solenoid looks like this. So it's a cylindrical structure, a cylindrical or a rectangular, whatever it is, over which we wound coils. Okay, so this coil is sealed. Okay, sealed with insulating material, right? And inside the conductor there will be no magnetic field, magnetic field will not be produced inside the conductor. It will be produced only on the outside surface. Okay, so this solenoid is used right in telemetrics, radars, etc., right? So where we need to produce magnetic fields, right? Okay, and propagate them into, right, surface, that's atmosphere. Okay, so in case of solenoid, the inductance value is given by L is equal to mu n square A by uh, L. Okay, mu n square A by L, right? Where mu is the permeability of the medium, n is the number of turns, A is the area, and L is the length of the solenoid. Okay, so this length of the solenoid, and A is the cross section area of the coil that you are winding. Okay, so these are the two special materials that we used for generating magnetic field. Okay,